In the valleys of the Rurberg, Germany's North Eifel region, oak and hornbeam forests provided the materials needed for rake making, especially hazel and pollard willow, lightweight woods used for both the handle and the teeth. Together with farmer Nellessen, trained carpenter Ludwig Lauscher demonstrates the rake-making craft practiced here until the end of the 1950s. For the rake handle, one needs a forked branch of hazel. The reddish-white wood proves easy to work. The craftsman cuts the flexible wood with a billhook. This knife, measuring 20 to 35 centimeters in length, also serves to trim the branch. The piece is then shortened to body length. Because of its natural fork, the branch is called a fork. The fork arms vary in length. The rake teeth are fashioned from basket willow wood, a material both soft and easy to work. Ludwig Lauscher produced rakes solely for his own use, while other Rurberg residents practiced rake-making as a secondary occupation alongside farming. One such craftsman is Bernhard Nellessen, shown here working the cut forked branches at the fire pit. To strip the hazel branches of their bark more easily, the rake maker places them in a bed of embers. Using a small knife, he peels the cooled forks. The heat from the ember bed also serves to soften the already flexible wood. Crooked branches can thus be bent more easily to create a straight handle. Sometimes the embers leave scorch marks on the finished forks. Meanwhile, Ludwig Lauscher has begun sawing the willow trunk into individual pieces for the rake teeth. He measures each piece to 22 centimeters to ensure uniform length. The finished rake teeth will measure approximately 18 centimeters long. Bernhard Nellessen splits the wood pieces with an axe on a chopping block. Depending on thickness, he obtains 8 to 16 pieces from a single section. Before the Second World War, unemployed youths often collected willow trunks and forks in the forests. They sold this wood for small sums to the only full-time rake maker in Rurberg, who then offered his wares in Aachen and surrounding areas. Rurberg rake production peaked during the hardship years between the two world wars. At that time, nearly every second household produced double-rowed rakes during the winter months. Many made rakes for their own needs or supplied relatives and acquaintances. Others sold rakes on a larger scale during spring and summer months. Bernhard Nellessen, for example, transported 10 to 20 rakes at a time by bicycle to surrounding villages, offering them for sale. The two rake makers now bring the sawn wood and bundled forks to the home workshop for further processing. The craftsmen manufacture the rakes together in one workshop, though this was not the usual practice. To demonstrate the remaining work steps for this film, they used Ludwig Lauscher's fully equipped workshop, which he had inherited from his father. The rake maker shapes the rake teeth on the shaving horse using a drawknife to achieve the desired thickness. By stepping on the pedal, he clamps each tooth between the lower support and the upper movable head. In craft and agricultural operations, the shaving horse served as the universal tool for wood processing. The teeth remain somewhat square to ensure a better grip when later inserted into the rake head. For the rake head into which the teeth will be inserted, the craftsmen use hard hornbeam wood. On a plank measuring 70 to 75 centimeters long and 2 to 3 centimeters thick, Ludwig Lauscher marks the width of what Rurberg residents call the plet, the rake head. The plank is secured to the workbench with bench dogs. Using a frame saw, the rake maker cuts the wood into individual plates. At previously marked intervals of at least 3 centimeters, he bores the insertion holes for the rake teeth using a brace and bit. Depending on the rake's type and size, the number of teeth ranges from 15 to 24. Next, the rake maker bores 2 holes for the fork of the handle. These 2 conical holes are then hollowed out with a spoon bit. On the shaving horse, Ludwig Lauscher trims the ends of the rake head with a handsaw. With the drawknife, he tapers the rake head, giving it its distinctive shape. Cutting away the lateral edges is known as breaking the edges. The rake head is now complete. The fork and teeth remain to be processed and inserted. The rake maker prepares the fork on the shaving horse. With the drawknife, he sharpens the handle's upper end. This allows the rake to be easily stuck into hay or earth during work breaks at harvest time. He also removes protruding branch stubs, so the surface is smooth and comfortable to grip. Here, Bernhard Nellessen prepares the fork. Like the teeth, the forkard are sharpened square with the drawknife to fit securely into the two conical holes of the rake head. The rake maker finally adjusts each tooth to match the hole size using his knife. He then drives the teeth into the rake head with a hammer, beginning in the middle. After each tooth, Bernhard Nellessen turns the head and drives the teeth in alternately from each side. This alternating method contributes to the stability for which Rurberg rakes were renowned. Using an unfinished rake head, he marks the final length for the teeth. Bernhard Nellessen then shortens the teeth with the drawknife. First, he works the inserted teeth roughly from left to right. In the reverse direction, he performs the fine processing, shortening the teeth to uniform length while simultaneously sharpening their points. He repeats this process on the opposite side. Should a rake tooth break during hay harvest, it can easily be replaced. The rake maker inserts the fork into the rake head and drives the two parts firmly together with a hammer. He then secures the fork with nails. Bernhard Nellessen saws off the protruding fork ends with a handsaw. Finally, the rake maker tests the finished implement. The distinctive features of the Rurberg rake lie in its easy handling thanks to its light weight and diagonally mounted double-rowed head. With both sides of the rake, one can gather and turn hay without rotating the tool, making it equally suitable for left- and right-handed users. As late as the 1950s, rakes were still produced as cottage industry in the Eifel village of Rurberg. But with the decline of agricultural enterprises in the North Eifel, rake making as a secondary craft nearly fell into oblivion.